Hey folks, welcome back to G4G on YouTube. It is Napalm Dawn and we are here taking a look at the Bloodstone season in Marvel Snap. If you're not familiar with it, well, it's Elsa Bloodstone. She has been making some really solid appearances in Marvel games since she showed up in Marvel Avengers Alliance way back when. And I will say that for a character that I do not hear particularly much about and didn't really know much about prior to her Marvel Avengers Alliance release, she generally comes in with some pretty solid power in the games that she shows up in. She does pretty well in Marvel Future Fight. She was a good speed character for a while, but then other speed characters eventually power creeped her out, like Kid Kaiju, Silk, Quicksilver. I mean, she's not where she used to be in Marvel Future Fight. Marvel Strike Force, she is pretty good, especially when she's on a mythical team with Ghost Rider and mystical team. She's pretty solid with a mystic team in Marvel Strike Force. She was very good in Marvel Avengers Alliance when she dropped. Her abilities were considered magic, so she was doing really well at a time in which melee characters were struggling. Iron Fist had been nerfed, Amazing Spider-Girl had been nerfed, so she was coming in as a solid range character. However, eventually there were some counter agent items to magic abilities, and that's when Elsa fell out of the meta. Over here in Marvel Snap, she's doing really, really well. And she brings with herself the Midnight Suns cards. So let's go ahead and take a look. If we go into the shop, there are several packages available. They are also on the web, which if you go through the Marvel Snap store on the web, it pays through Newverse. You may have some issues with your credit card. If you go to pay to Newverse, I got a confirmation from my bank like, hey, we just detected a transaction. Do you authorize? I was like, wow, I haven't had something like that in a while. So just be prepared. Newverse may give you some issues. So I actually changed it up and did PayPal, but then I got the text and I authorized it. But anyway, there are batteries not included, and there's a couple of other combos and packages that are available. For this one, it's $10 to get a Arnim Zola Game Boy variant, 600 gold, 700 credits, and 155 Arnim Zola boosters. I actually like the Arnim Zola that I have, so I'm not inclined to get this. We have the big one that's going on right now, Magic's Birthday Party, which is a Midnight Suns version of Magic. She comes with 155 boosters, 1500 gold, a new title, TSA Took My Soul Sword, a new Magic Avatar, 750 credits, and she's about $15. The store is currently filled with Midnight Suns variants, and I think that I have heard to get them all, it might be $350. So we have 1200, and 1200 gold would be, let's say, probably about $15. That's a guesstimate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 15 is what you would be looking at least to get everything that's in the store right now. But in reality, the way and this is a common gacha game thing where the prices line up in between two different real-life currency conversions. As it is 1450 is $20, and these cards are 1200. If you were to buy one of these for each one of the cards and then essentially bank the extra gold, it would be 8 times 20 to get it. So yeah, that's a bit much to complete the collection. However, some of these are definitely really good. The artwork is a very nice 20s Art Deco style. If you've ever seen either the movie or the animated version of Metropolis. It's really what it reminds me of. Moon Knight is one of the few where the black and the gold is actually in the minority. And even from the thumbnails, you can tell that Moon Knight has got more white in it than the others, other than maybe Bucky Barnes with a sort of eldritch Lovecraftian tentacles going on there. Death has been what I consider one of the universally liked cards over here. I do like that Death. Thor is pretty solid. It kind of reminds me of what was it, Johnny Bravo or Dexter's Lab, that had the superheroes, and one of them was the surfer dude. There was kind of a guy who was analogous to Hulk, pretty much straight up, but then there was the guy with the surfer dude and no eyes, and he had the bandana. That's kind of what this reminds me of over here. Black Panther is pretty solid, but I'm not really that crazy about the face on that one. Storm is pretty good. I still say, honestly, and actually Silver Surfer is good. This sort of looks like the poster for a movie that you would see in the 20s in that Art Deco style. I would say Death is the winner, hands down, and I think the least... I would maybe throw Bucky Barnes as the least over here, but they're going with the tarot motif over here, but him being upside down sort of just kind of kills that card for me. Anyway, let us take a look at the Battle Pass this season. So the Battle Pass will give you Elsa Bloodstone. If you play another card to fill a location, give it +3 power. So when a card is played, and that's key, and becomes the 4th card at a location, it gains power. Now, this could have some really, really interesting combos with, say, a Shuri kind of a deck. So if Shuri was the 3rd card in a location, and you had Bloodstone somewhere out on the field, and then you dropped, say, a Red Skull, you would have an absolutely killer combination over there. If we were to search for Red Skull, and you can see him here. So he drops at 14. He would get +3 from Elsa, go up to 17. And then if he was played after Shuri, and we're going to talk more about her in a little bit, I mean, crazy beefed up skull. And the amount of extra power that he would give the enemy cards wouldn't matter. It just would not matter at that point. Now, it's interesting to see whose math would go first. Would Elsa's boost go first and give it 3 power and then get doubled? Or would Shuri do the doubling and then Elsa would add on top of it? That is a really, really good stack order question that I see over here. And right now, I'm just going to collect more stuff from the Battle Pass. There's some Ghost Rider boosters, gold, and going down for the future ones for me, we've got boosters, credits, a Ghost Rider variant called Nightforge. That looks amazing. I would absolutely use that. Ghost Rider boosters, a mystery variant, boosters, credits, boosters, a pretty cool card back. Here's something I would like to see Second Dinner do at Marvel Snap. A really good animated card back. Now, this has a little bit of it. There are some subtle things going on with this card. If you notice here when I drag it to the angle, it has that red burst. But this would be like a perfect card to have a slight animation of like maybe a little lens flare going down the red, or like a glint coming off the sword that sparks. I'd like to see them get like a really good animated card back over here. And credits, a title, but does your chain do this? That's interesting. We've got a Blade avatar, Blade boosters, a Blade variant that looks exactly like the Ghost Rider one. Nightforge, pretty cool. On reveal, discard the rightmost card from your hand. So he's been changed from a random one to now at least one that you can predict. So that makes him a lot more strategic to a certain degree. I think that's cool. I definitely think he needed that. We've got 60 Elsa Bloodstone boosters. We've got Blood type Delicious. We've got the Bloodstone, the Elsa Avatar, which I really like. A awesome Ghost Rider card back. Again, imagine if these flames were slightly licking his skull and animated. I think that would be amazing. We've got gold. And then we have a Night Forged variant to Elsa at the end. And then, of course, we have the mystery caches. So, wonder why that was lit up. Did I forget to claim something? Yes, I forgot to claim mystery variant. And I pulled, yay, oh boy, Pixel Juggernaut. Lovely. Wish I could just cash that in. So let's take a look at what we've got coming that they have announced. So we have some balance updates that went into effect today. Forge dropped from a 2-1 to a 1-1. And he used to give the next card you play +3 power, now gives it +2. It's clearly a nerf in every direction. He is nerfed, the power is nerfed. However, him being a 1-1, yeah, it's an all-around nerf. Him being a 1 cost means he's kind of strategic. You could use him late game with a +5 card and boost them. You could sort of do even a if you didn't, you can throw him in a deck that was designed to run with Elsa and boost, you know, a 6 power card. If you didn't pull Shuri, because he can go anywhere on the map. If you didn't like the way the placement of Shuri would go, you could drop Forge somewhere, and then on the turn after that, have like a Death or a Red Skull, and then if it becomes the 4th card in a location, you get the Elsa boost. Him losing a point in the plus power, okay, but him losing a point himself, his own power, I don't know. I just think that's a little too much. I think he could have stayed at a 2-1 and just doled out the 2 power. I honestly haven't run into Forge that much that people need to be crying about it, but they're saying that it works with Brood and others. Yeah. Ailoth, he's dropped, or it has dropped from a 6-5 to a 6-3. Not particularly surprising there. A lot of people have been complaining about him the way they've been complaining about Galactus. Unsurprising. Shuri takes another nerf. She goes down to 4-1 from 4-2. So she sort of loses her own power abilities, but she still is doling out the same amount. The top 3 of these, I should say the Forge and the Shuri one I dislike. The Ailoth one I don't run into him that much. I don't care. The Widow's Bite going to from a 0-0 to a 0-1 is really, really solid. I like this because if you run into a zone that buffs cards, a Widow's Bite would actually benefit the enemy team or the enemy deck a little bit. Sure, you can't draw while the Widow's Bite is there, but since it is a 0, it can be played at just about any point in time. If they wanted to make the Widow's Bite more powerful, they could have made it cost 1, but what they did is they made it have a -1 power, so it's sort of like a Hobgoblin or a Goblin. I think you can make a ridiculously douchey deck that has like a Yondu, an Iceman, a Goblin, a Hobgoblin, a Widow's Bite. It'd just be a really ugly control deck, and it's something that I've used in the past. This is one of the few decks that I've made that did not rely on any meta or any input from sites and everything. It was just kind of a standard Magic the Gathering control deck. And yeah, this is going to be really interesting. And then the Tiger Spirit from White Tiger was 5'7". It's now 5'8". Some people are concerned this is going to bring back the Wong Odin type in gaming. However, there's so much power creep in this to bring back older styles. I don't see anything wrong with that. We're adjusting the strength of the Tiger Spirit up a touch because we like the bits of synergy White Tiger can get with Mr. Negative and Ravonna Renslayer. Also, the Tiger would be buffed by Patriot and things like that. So this is fun. I mean, remember, White Tiger is not a big drop herself. It's the Tiger that does everything. If you click on your inbox over here in Marvel Snap, the newspaper, you're going to get all these news events. If you click on the year in Marvel Snap, it takes you to this page. It actually opens up 2 of them, and it lays out the future of Marvel Snap throughout October. It is the 1-year anniversary. Really hard to believe it's been around for a year. You're going to get the Game of the Year edition on the 18th, 65 random boosters on the 19th, 500 credits on the 20th, 3 gold conquest tickets, don't care, shove it up your ass, on the 21st, 300 gold on the 22nd, and a community voted anniversary variant on the 23rd. So it is either going to be Human Torch, Shang-Chi, or Ghost Rider. I like the Human Torch one out of this. This is what I would vote for. Not the Shang-Chi one. I think he's got a lot of good ones. And not this Ghost Rider. I think he's got a lot of good ones. Starting on the 18th, we're going to have Twitch drops, which includes Shocker driving around in the Shocker Mobile, which I always used to call Speed Buggy when it appeared in Marvel Avengers Alliance. 2 hours gets you the variant. 4 hours gets you 155 Shocker boosters and 500 credits. And then 6 hours actually gets you the card. If you encounter Fogwell's Gym on the 18th, which will run for exactly 1 day, you get double the boosters. It looks like whether you win or lose, because it says both players, there's going to be a maximum effort Deadpool combo going on. Deadpool Penny Arcade variant, 1,000 gold, title This Dating App Blows for only $5. I think this one is a very, very good deal. 1,000 gold for $5 is huge. So that one I think is going to be good. But it doesn't really say when this one's going to be out. I would probably say you're not going to need to look for this one until the 18th. Man-Thing is going to be dropping at some point. He's a 4/5 that says ongoing. He has an ongoing of 1, 2, and 3 cost cards here have -2 power. So if somebody is running a weenie deck, they're going to have some problems. However, and right here in the little graphic, they show you the key right there. And that key is going to be Luke Cage. But Luke is not going to be the only key to this. I think if I get Man-Thing, he's going right into my deck called My Name is Veluca, which is a riff on My Name is Luca from Suzanne Vega. This was a surprise kick in the dick deck that I had built a while back. It uses Bast to buff some cards, and then Luke Cage comes in and makes sure that my team doesn't suffer any negative. So if I drop Bast and Bast hits a Polaris or an Iron Lad or Doctor Doom, Luke says, yeah, that setting of the cards to 3 isn't going to do anything. It's not going to lower them. But there's a whole bunch of cards, Luke, Nebula, Ghost, Daredevil, that will actually benefit from Bast getting dropped. Valkyrie comes in and says set all cards at this location 3 power. However, if Luke is on the field, she will not affect my cards. So that means any of these who are above 3, like Polaris and Iron Lad, would not come down when Valkyrie drops because Luke protects it. This is something really good with Shadow King and Man-Thing when it drops. Set all cards here to their original base power. That is going to work really, really well with Man-Thing because if you have 1, 2, and 3 cost cards, Man-Thing will reduce them, but then if you drop Shadow King, they will go back up to what they were. Of course, you can accomplish the same thing with Luke, and you can accomplish the same thing with Valkyrie coming in to buff them back up. So yeah, you could have a lot of fun with totally messing up enemy power with a deck like that. You could do Shadow King, Luke Cage, Man-Thing, Valkyrie, Spider-Woman. You can have Bast boosting some of your own cards. There is definitely quite a bit you can do when Man-Thing drops. And I think, honestly, aside from Luke Cage, people are going to sleep on the fact that you could use Valkyrie and Shadow King to fix what is happening on your side of the field. So there's Forge over there. I've definitely got a couple of Forge variants. It's sad. I don't really think he was so powerful. But yeah, he unfortunately took a nerf. Here is Black Widow, and the one that I'm currently using in my decks is this Black Widow. There's the Widow's Bite at -1. I absolutely think you can make a really, really douchey control deck now with a Yondu, an Iceman, a Scorpion, Widow's Bite, Goblin, Hobgoblin. You got to get your own win condition in there somewhere. You've got to have something that works for your side of the field, but you could totally mess up an enemy side of the field with cards like that and just potentially ruin their plans. Maybe drop an armor if you think it's a destroy deck or something. Baron Mordo is good on douchey decks, especially if you get him out early and you take a 3-cost card and jack it up to 6. You could drop Beast and then play that card again and screw them up. So yeah, there's definitely going to be some douchey control decks popping up over there. Anyway, that is what we have got for the Elsa Bloodstone season going on right now in Marvel Snap. The rest of my dailies are win a location with 4 cards, win a location with 10 or less power, and win a location with 20 or more power. God, I hate it when these two conflict. But anyway, that's what we've got going on. Thanks for checking out the video, and I will see you guys in the future. And by the way, next week, starting on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be doing the Marvel Hour streaming over on Twitch. A link to the Twitch channel is down below. If you are not subscribed to this channel here on YouTube, go ahead and do so. I only ask that because we're getting super, super close to 5,000 subs, and I think that would be absolutely awesome if we can get there. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.